Oh, first of all, welcome to the live Q&A. I'm always happy to see who is using it. Today, we're going to talk about efficient tracking of client results. So to do that, you have dashboard. And everybody who has Dropsmart Premium has also their personalized dashboard. This we already talked a little bit about in previous sessions. And here you have your recipes as well as your comparisons. So today I'm going to be focusing just on your blends. And the idea behind this was not to take over your entire tracking of client, but that you can quickly pull out some info on the client that you are having in front of you, or somebody calls you on the phone and you can quickly find information. So whenever you take a blend, I prepared these thick clients for privacy reasons. So here I prepared 3 for Ethan and then 3 for Emily. So these are not real clients, but it's based on my real experience. So let's say I met Ethan on November 5th and then had these revisits. So this is how I go about it. Whatever it is that you're going to write in your title, you will be able to search in the dashboard. So I don't know if you knew about that, but whatever is in your title, it will find it in your dashboard. So you might want to have a system. I write the person's name. I also write the date. And so whatever works for you, if it's in the title, you'll be able to find it faster. And that's that moment when you want to be more efficient and respond to the client when they're on the phone or asking you a question. You just search for this, and then later you can find in your notes much more info. So I always write just the most important points for me to follow up on. So Ethan is a 13-year-old boy experiencing anxiety and stress and nervousness at school. So the point was to create something to help him with that. He enjoys fresh scents, so I chose this synergy for uplifting and calming properties. He's going to use this blend in an inhaler at school and diffuser at home. So that's why I made 100% essential oil blend. So then we can use it in different occasions. So this is the blend. This is how the blend comes together. So you can see that it's good for these emotional states. And then I have a follow-up. So this was my initial blend. So what you do when you do a follow-up is you duplicate. Oh, this is taking longer. Just a sec. This is all in your dashboard when it refreshes. Okay. So in your dashboard, when we look at the blends, there are several things you can do with the oil. You can duplicate the oil, you can edit, you can delete, and you can make it public or not. Okay, when you do public, that means that other people can also see it. So be careful with that. When you click delete, it will just delete it. When you click edit, you can edit anything on it. So you can add new oils if you want. You can delete these ones. You can change your percentages. You can change what you wrote. So that's editing anything in your blend. And then it's edited in that one. What I do when I follow up is I duplicate this. You give it a name. So I'll just keep it like that. And so now I have a duplicate, and then I change whatever it is that I wanted. Like in this scenario, what I wanted to do was I wanted to change one essential oil because he didn't like lavender. So I will remove lavender, and what I added was petite grain. And then you choose which one resonates with you the most. And I could change the percentages completely. I could change more oils, but this is something that often happens. So then when you save the blend, it will save it, of course, and you will have the new calculation of everything. So here are those methods we talked about. And then you can still see it's great for anger issues, this combination, for example, agitation. So still fantastic. Now, what I prepared for you was this journey of Ethan. So first we did this, and then in the second visit, we decided that it was too sweet for him and he didn't really like lavender. So I chose petite grain instead. And then we just kept the same amount. So I like to copy my last blend so that I can follow up on what worked, what didn't work. Did I change the entire oil? Did I just change the percentage? And here I have that accurately, and I can quickly find it. And then in your notes, you can have a whole debate about it, but here you can quickly find the follow-up. And then I have the third follow-up where I say, finally, he really liked the blend. It was working for him. But so that's the reason we are continuing with this. If necessary, I will change it again. But it came to this blend. I can easily find it. I know what was going on. You cannot write too long here. And that's not the point. The point is that you have a quick look at what it is and that you can show your client why this blend is the best option for them. So let me show you here. When you search, then you can search for those things that you typically search. I know his name is Ethan, so I can look for Ethan. Here he is. So it pops up. So you can write the full name. You can write, I don't know, pain. I know I have some blends for pain here, or repellent. So that is why you have your personalized dashboard, so that, again, you can be more productive, you can do faster, you can do follow-ups faster, because you just copy the blend. You don't have to start from scratch. Like this one is completely the same as this one. I just added a follow-up. Or with Emily, what I did is in the original blend, we had peppermint and rosemary, 5 drops and 5 drops. And here then I write that it is in an almond oil, because this was a massage. But when you see the follow-up, it was fine that it was rosemary and peppermint. Let's wait for it. So in the follow-up, it was still rosemary and peppermint, but it was less peppermint because it was too cooling. So you see that I just changed the amount of drops. And that makes it super simple. You just copy it and then you edit and you add the new date and you click on the change, and you are very consistent. And I find that is important in aromatherapy, the consistency of your blends, the consistency of, the follow-ups, just makes it much more professional than we're used to. I don't know about you, but when I started, I had it all over little papers, or I have a book and then you get another book, you don't know where it is anymore. I also tried having it in Excel sheet or this sheet or that sheet. It just was not working for me. So I wanted something super simple like this. You can always expand, like you write this little, we can do that. So you see how to edit it. So let's say Emily, and I want to edit it, and I add a short explanation that now she likes this, it's really good. And then I can write, it's in my book, page 13, or book 3, page 13, more details. So then you write here where you can look it up in your notes, so you don't lose that information. That works for me. That I have a short explanation here, and then I kind of send myself something that I can copy paste and then find in other files easier. And I found that, my students or my clients appreciate that much more when you're not looking through papers or looking through books or scrolling through your documents in front of them. You're very quickly able to address the issue. And this consistency. I find that with Dropsmart, it's easier to keep consistency. Last time we talked about how in the catalog you have your favorite essential oils. That's another way to keep consistency, that you always use the same oils and you have kind of your signature blends, because these are the oils that you use. Not to mention that you're more ecological, that you use the oils that you have, that if you have a good collection, you can do pretty much anything with even 10 oils. If you know how to blend them, if you choose them wisely, if they're not all citruses, for example. If you have 10 citruses, then you're quite limited with stuff. But if you have a nice collection of a variety of different plant parts and chemical constituents, you can cover a lot with just 10 oils, which I believe I have that video for you in Dropsmart Resource Center here. I talk about that, how to make a wiser collection. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. It was quite short and sweet.